Isn't it amazing how the most humble of ingredients can create something so sublime? I mean, salt, chili, and cabbage. Sounds simple, right? But you mix them in certain ways and it's like a symphony of flavors, each note perfectly hit, creating the most beautiful music. This is pretty much what I learned today at the fermentation workshop I attended. Remember Stella, the DIY enthusiast we met during that bouldering trip? She was there too. The tanginess, the funkiness, the umami notes, that's our good old Korean kimchi, buddy. It's one of those things that roots you to the ground, stirs these echoes of homemade food and tradition, especially when you get it just perfect. You remember that bite of Grandma's kimchi, right? That's the flavor I've set my heart on recreating. Call me smitten, would ya? And that ain't all. Ju sent across this sick tune by B-Bab in our group chat. The song is firing on all cylinders. You remember that time when we all went to their live concert? Nostalgia hit hard with their music and I was humming it the entire day. They do sure know the secret sauce to some feel-good vibes. Ah, and Yuna. Remember her, right? She's been doing some pretty adventurous stuff lately. A moonlit dive. Can you believe it? Man, her tales make me crave diving soon. Should balance out all the time in the heat of the kitchen, don't you think? Now, speaking of heat, remember my infamous pastries and Yuna's loving comments about them. She pulled another one today, asking if my kimchi would end up like 'em. No respect for scones, I told you, but we all know she's just messing around. And hey, did I tell you that my commitment to nailing the kimchi game is as sincere as Ju's newfound love for, wait for it, romantic comedies? I mean, boy, talk about versatile tastes. We had a good laugh. Anyways, I'm looking forward to the kimchi tasting and the pressure's on to impress. Scary as it sounds, I'm exhilarated. A taste of home, a slice of heritage, that's what I'm aiming for. My kimchi speaks volumes, doesn't it? Well, I know I'm no astronaut trying to conquer the universe or a superhero saving the world, but in my humble kitchen, wrestling with ferments and temperatures feels a little like that. It's kind of like fighting my own little culinary Thanos. You know what's funny? I remember how we always enjoyed trying out different food at the stalls across the city. Well, today I happened to run into this local street food competition. Yes, you heard right. A good-hearted competition with some local foodies. There I was alongside other cooks, filled with excitement and a dash of anxiety. Now, buddy, I want you to imagine a fusion of Italian noodles with Korean spices. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it's the very dish I decided to whip up today. A gastronomic mishmash. Speaking of fusion and culinary surprises, isn't it amazing how everything and everyone is constantly blending and adapting? I mean, who would have thought we'd seamlessly blend our love for climbing with our respective occupations? You with your coding and me with my cooking. It's like a whole new flavor of friendship. And about Yuna, did you know she's been watching sci-fi movies lately? Star Wars, man. She's rocking that genre. I haven't seen the latest one yet, but Yuna's enthusiasm is making me want to watch it. Your prediction was right. Our foodie is becoming a real sci-fi enthusiast. Who would have thought? Getting back to the competition, I met a quite interesting fellow participant, Roger, a foodie who is immensely passionate about local cuisines. Turned out he's part of the professional network that organized the event. He reminded me of those countless times our discussions escalated into a battle of who knows best about food pairings. You'd both get along like a house on fire. Wasn't that a kick in the olives? From a casual Saturday plan to spontaneously joining a street food competition? Well, my friend, that's life. Simmering and sizzling up with unexpected flavors. I can't wait to hear what you've been stirring up in your pot of life. You know what's funny? Today I dove into the calming world of aromatherapy with Liam. You remember that guy, right? We've been trying to up our sleep hygiene game recently. Instead of the usual bustle of the kitchen or chatter in the climbing community, it was all about soothing music and calming scents. It was such a change of pace, but in all honesty, it was lovely. The smell of lavender filled the room, turning my small apartment into a Zen paradise. I gotta admit, it's a different kind of high. One minute you're stressing about a pasta recipe, the next you're swaying to calm melodies enveloped in a blanket of tranquility. How about that recent chat with Yuna and Ju, huh? The talks of AI and underwater photography make my bread and candle routine seem quite ordinary. But then again, there's a certain charm to simplicity, don't you think? Yet in all our quirks and passions, we still find a common ground, the joy of finding comfort in each other's company, even if it's virtually. The aromatherapy session left me feeling all sorts of relaxed. Serenity was the chef's special on today's menu. My mind felt like a calm sea after a stormy night. Liam was right when he said these scents could boost sleep, like a secret ingredient in a dish, a hidden gem. Earlier in the day, I even shared my plans for a new sleep routine with Yuna and Ju. The idea sparked quite an interesting conversation, with Ju wanting aromatherapy on his AI. Now that's cutting-edge technology for you. As for the rest of the day, I'm back to my pizza and pasta, working on their perfect symphony. I'm hoping to end this soothing day with a good old tech-free read. There's a particular charm to books, don't you think? Something about flipping through the pages, smelling the ink, the feel of the paper. It's like the aromas in the kitchen, a tactile experience that's quite fulfilling. What about you, buddy? Any new piece you're working on? Or any new coding mishap that took you on a debugging adventure? Or maybe you found another unexplored route on our favorite bouldering wall. I'm excited about this new routine. All this zen and calmness is pretty refreshing. It's like exploring an unfamiliar territory, the thrill of the unknown, you know. Like that one time we decided to chart our own route up the mountain. Well, I better get back to my book. Like they say, a chapter a day keeps the real world at bay. Take care, pal.